Although the spring summer trends for this year aren't lighting a raging fire within me, there are definitely some pieces from both of these collections that I think are worth your attention. Right, first we'll go through H&M, and they actually released their collection a couple of weeks ago now, and the collection features quite a lot of pastels, actually some really nice leather pieces as well, loads of boho styling. Not necessarily all the things I love, however there were a few pieces that I really like. The first being this ruffled tunic. So it comes in this pale yellow color and it retails for $24.99. I think that this could be really nice with a pair of jeans, a pair of blue jeans or a pair of blue shorts. I think that this would look really nice. I don't mind it with the skirt that they have paired with it. I just think it gives super boho with the skirt, so wouldn't necessarily be entirely my style with paired with the skirt, but definitely paired with a pair of jeans. I think that this would look quite nice. I even quite like it how they've styled it with the hobo bag. I think it all goes with the vibe, right? I do really like the super long sleeves, and I don't mind the ruffling down the front. I think if you wanted to just kind of dip your toe into some of the boho styling that's happening at the moment, then doing it in tunics is quite a nice and more affordable way to do so. So I really like this one. Then they also have this circular mini skirt for $49.99. I really like a circular mini skirt. I actually have one from Zara that's very similar. This style of skirt I really like. Very high in volume, a bit shorter. I love this style. I think that it suits most shapes. If you are somebody who is not very hippie, this skirt is your best friend, okay? Because it really does add a bit of volume at the hip and make the waist look a bit smaller. So I really enjoyed this skirt. I actually wish it was even a little bit more voluminous, but these kind of skirts with really high volume are just super hard to get. So I think that this is a good option. I do think the price is okay. I think you could put it with a pair of sandals. It appears that gladiator style sandals, you know, boho style sandals are back now. So if you've got any hidden in your cupboard, I think that this skirt would match quite nicely with that too. They also have this coated cargo dress. Of everything from this collection, their faux leather pieces are actually the pieces that have caught my eye the most. I just think that this dress is really quite interesting. I love the colour of it. It falls at a nice length. The colour is what's getting me. I think it looks like a nice cognac-y, browny, rich colour. Love the colour. Okay, with a brown shoe, kind of similar to how the model has it. It's a yes. They also have a two-piece set which has this belted leather jacket and it has the matching trousers. The jacket is $279.99. And yes, yeah. Yeah, I think these pieces would be hard to wear in the summer, but for spring, definitely yes. I'm loving this. What to me looks like a beige, but they're describing it as a light yellow. Just looks very expensive. I know it kind of leans more expensive for H&M, but for $279.99, I don't actually think that is too bad. I think it's a really nice shape. Love the belted waist. Cord sets definitely seem to be quite in at the moment. I will be showing you guys a cord set from Zara. So I have been seeing quite a few pastel-y coloured cord sets. I think that this adds a little bit of edge to that, right? So I'm a fashion girl, right? But I'm actually a fashion girl, okay? Okay, I don't just do a pastel two-piece. I do a leather pastel two-piece. Yeah, okay. You'd probably be boiling in the summer, okay? But for the spring, nice. To dinner with maybe they've put it with like a white shoe, but I probably wouldn't. I'd probably put it with like an open toe beige sandal, right? The trousers are $259.99. I actually quite like the relaxed fit. We're definitely doing a bit of 90s, looser down the bottom more fitted at the top, which I actually don't mind. I think it's a nice look. They do have a loose fit leather shirt for $189.99, which is in the same color. So if you didn't want to do the jacket, you could always do the shirt. But for me, the jacket's leading, because the jacket you could probably even wear autumn winter. So yes, I'm loving their leather pieces. They've got another blouse which retails for $54.99. In all honesty, I think it's a bit expensive, but I do enjoy the oversized arms. It is actually quite hard to get some of the shape that this top is giving from maybe more affordable stores, right? I am certain you could probably get something similar from Zara, which I would say they're probably level pegging in terms of price, right? But you could probably go to Zara and get something more affordable that looks similar, but the arms would not be giving what these arms are giving, right? These kind of parachute arms, RES. I also quite like the stitching that's at the top. Also a versatile style. You can wear it for work and you can wear it on the weekend, and kind of not super boho, a little boho, right? With a pair of jeans or a smart pair of trousers, it's nice. They also have an accessory that I think is quite nice, which is these flower shaped earrings, and they're $14.99. And they're just really quite big. Walk with me on my visual journey, right? The way I see this is you're somewhere really warm, you've got on a really long maxi dress, and all accessories are very simple. You're not really doing too much, not too many bangles or anything like that. Maybe one gold bracelet, right? And then the earrings. Okay, I would probably pull my hair back so that you can see the earrings, but you can see the model has her hair down and I think it looks fine. At $14.99, I think a bargain. They're almost kind of like Art Deco-ish. I like it. I like these. I might actually buy these. They also have a dress, and it might be because I'm actually looking for a boho style dress that this one kind of stood out to me. The flared skirt lacing detail dress, and it's $34.99. I like the price. I think it's simple. I'm not sure I super love up here. This is really definitely giving me 90s. I like the flaredness of the skirt and I like the sleeves. I think with a nice sandal. I actually have a pair of sandals, gladiator sandals that go up to the knee that I'll be pulling out. So I thought with the gladiator sandals up to the knee and this kind of simple dress, yes. I'm sure the right person, maybe not me, but I'm sure the right person could also pair this with a pair of trousers. If you had like a wide leg trouser and put this on top, I could see how that could also work too. They also have more what looks like faux leather. It's called the braided detail coated dress, and it's in this beautiful brown color, guys. If you are melanated, you need to run towards the brown. The brown just looks so beautiful. Even on this model, looks really, really nice. The only thing with what seems like all of their faux leather like dresses is that they've cut them in this style that is quite boxy, which isn't super ideal for me. It's not a shape that I love on me, but if you quite like that kind of shape, then it's a yes. So next up we have Zara, and you guys know Zara, like Zara has new stuff every day. Okay, from what seems to be their main spring collection, one of the pieces that caught my eye is this skirt with a slit at the hem with the matching top, guys. This gives Chanel, not necessarily the skirt by itself, but the skirt with the matching waistcoat. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the waistcoat is $49.99 and it comes in this pink color. It also comes in a blue. I prefer the pink. I feel as though even if you didn't want to buy both, get the waistcoat, okay? Because the waistcoat you can pair with a pair of jeans or maybe even like a cream trouser. But together it was a yes. I think that it looks very, very nice, very on trend with the pastel, but also leaning a bit more classic, which is definitely a bit of me. A bit of me is a bit of like classic with a little bit of trendy, which I think this gives. So I really like that together. They did also have this top with a bow at the back for $25.99. Bows were very popular last season, so I did not necessarily expect to see bows again. I quite like bows. I think it's quite girly. I think that it does a really good job at highlighting the waist. Looks very nice with a pair of jeans, easy to wear. You could probably dress it up depending on the occasion. What I've learned so far with Zara is that they are very good with tops. If you need a top, an occasion wear top, a top that's versatile, you don't want to spend loads of money on like buying a whole complete outfit, you can always go there and get something that's got a little bit of extra zhuzh, you know. It's not just a plain tunic, it's got a bow at the back. Okay, that leads me to the next item that caught my eye, which was this striped cropped knitted top. This is definitely more spring-ish, but stripes are very in, and I just like the shape of the stripes. Even on this model, who isn't the most curvaceous, I think it does a good job at kind of making her look a bit like this. I can't say I'm always a fan of stripes, but I feel like this does a very good job at accentuating shape, and it almost gives Loewe a little, right? A little, it's whispering Loewe at me. They also have another dress that's quite girly, which is this short full dress that has pins at the waist. It comes in a few different colors. It comes in a white and a red. The pink is a yes for me. It's actually quite basic, which I think is reflected in the price of $29.99. But I think with a gold heel or even with a sandal, I think that this could look really, really sweet. I'd probably keep my accessories very simple, but it does a good job with the shape. Especially with more affordable fashion, you're not always going to super get the quality, but if you can get the shape, then yes. So I like this one. They also have this strapless top. This immediately caught my eyes guys. For $27.99 I might actually pick this up. I know I am a sucker for a strapless top, and I love tops that have detail up here, so it may just be a me thing, but I think that this top is so classic. It is so nice. Even the way that they styled it on the model with the trousers, the matching trousers, I think looks really nice. This kind of looser fitting, almost tunic like top, I think is beautiful. I think it looks so nice. They also do have a matching suited set, which I think Zara generally tends to do a reasonable job with suiting. For the price point, I think they do a pretty good job. So they've got this yellow ZW collection straight tuxedo style collar blazer that comes with the matching trousers, and the blazer is $89.99, and the trousers actually have a slit at the ankle, which I'm happy to see. I think that's a really nice detail, and they retail for $49.99. I generally avoid double-breasted blazers. I'm not super busty, but I am curvaceous, and I feel as though sometimes more simple buttons just running down the middle do a better job at accentuating the waist than more boxy double-breasted styles do. But if you didn't mind the double-breasted style and you wanted something that was a bit trendier, then I think that this is a nice set. I think that this set could be nice for a wedding, for a baby shower, you know, somewhere where you need to be dressed up but maybe you want to be a bit more covered or a bit more modest. I think that this is a really nice option. It's also very trendy. The pastels are very much in. So those were my top picks from H&M and Zara. Do let me know if there's anything that you've got your eye on. I will put links to everything down in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.